Happy Monday, everybody. Wow, we are coming back from a holiday weekend. Merry Christmas to all of you and happy holidays as we're coming into the end of 2025. And everybody is just kind of on edge in the crypto world, wondering how we're going to close the year out. In fact, that's why I put the title as is 4-year cycle, Bitcoin 4-year cycle broken. Is it broken? That's what everybody's talking about. Kathy Wood, in fact, from ARK Invest came out and said it was broken with their reasons why. So we'll be discussing that today, as well as, critical levels for Bitcoin coming into the end of the year. Guys, we are right there. New Year's Eve is on Wednesday, and then we get that, all important close, and we'll see how we go into 2026. And as you know, on this channel, you guys all know my theory about liquidity and that being the main driver of markets. But this is actually a time-based, halving-based 4-year cycle theory, and they're saying that has been broken. So we're going to dig into that. I'm going to update you on all the news since we last saw you. We saw you December 23rd. So it feels like a lifetime here in crypto that we haven't been on the show, but now we're back. Guys, so much has happened and we need to dig to the bottom of this. So I hope you had an amazing holiday season. I'm coming to you with a little bit of C4 energy today because I'm a little bit tired, as I'm sure a lot of you are, but I'm very, very excited to get back to it. And yeah, let me know where you're tuning in from, what you're drinking, how your Christmas was, and how you're feeling about the markets. Seemingly not much has happened except for we've got silver raging, S&P 500 closing at all-time highs, lots of stuff to fill you in on. Brian coming to us with the alpha as usual. Thanks for updating us. Flow had a hack, so be careful if you had assets on Flow. Fund safe, good to know. Canton doing okay. Good, we like that alpha. We might have a look at Canton later. Yeah, okay, interesting charts as well. Track unemployment against Bitcoin. I mean, there are a lot of data points that we can look at, which we do look at on this channel to find confluence in our theory of whether or not, we've seen the cycle peak or at least the, momentary cycle top, local cycle top, or if we're getting ready for something different. And that's going to be the focus on today's show, as well as all of the bangers that we've been nailing in the past. How many days were they? So today is December 29th. 6 days, almost 1 week has gone by. We've been nailing it in our group, in the VIP Hive Telegram group. The link is in the description below. I'm going to remind you all to sign up to that again, and you get a free $100 bonus for any deposit, and you must transfer that deposit to futures and leave it there, okay, to be eligible for that. But sign up for the group. We may be closing that for free anyway by New Year's Day. So go ahead and do that, and we'll get to it. And we're going to go over some setups on today's show and all the setups that we nailed. So without further ado, let's get into some of the news. So December 24th, New Year's Eve, the S&P gave all of the investors a New Year's Eve nice little bonus by closing at a new all-time high, just under 7,000, so 6,932. CZ, founder of Binance, says those who bought Bitcoin early did not buy at all-time high. They bought when there was fear, uncertainty, and doubt, aka right now. Is sort of what he's hinting at, right? Like times like these, when nobody is certain of what's going to happen next, that's when the investors with conviction swoop in. Smart money comes in and buys. So silver is just raging, okay? December 25th was at $75. And it's going crazy. So then you've got, of course, Peter Schiff, the gold bug, and, people like Jim Cramer saying huge economic collapse coming, prepare for the worst. We've heard all this stuff many, many times before. Wouldn't give it too much weight because on this channel, we like to take it day by day, look at the charts and stay grounded. Okay. Gemini CEO says, wait until the world realizes that Bitcoin is gold 2.0 bullish. Robinhood has given away just a ton of crypto, $500,000 worth of Dogecoin. And President Trump says tariffs are creating great wealth. This is all over the holiday season. Okay. So if you missed this because you were with your family, just updating you, Robinhood also gave away $750,000 worth of Bitcoin to its users. So I don't know, check your Robinhood and see if you got a nice little Bitcoin airdrop if you're there. I don't know how they distributed it, but Michael Saylor, buying more Bitcoin strategy. Silver then hits $80, okay, 21 hours ago, $80 silver. And silver overtakes NVIDIA to become the second largest asset in the world by market cap. I've been talking about silver a very long time on my channel as well. So yeah, silver is raging and that's looking good. But then everybody's wondering what is happening with Bitcoin. So 8 hours ago, just in 120,000 blocks remain until the next Bitcoin halving. So then it gives you the estimated price on 2028. Oh no, the estimated time. Sorry. So April 1st, 2028 is the next halving. So those are just things to keep in mind. And we're going to go over today then what is in store for the future? What is going to happen with Bitcoin? And why are people actually saying that the 4-year cycle is broken? So I'm going to add this up to the stage now. This is from Bitcoin Magazine. So if Bitcoin closes 2025 below 93,400, it will be the first negative post-halving year ever. Does this make you bullish for 2026? Okay, so what will that mean? So we don't have a whole lot of data points, as you can see. But that being said, in this 4-year cycle, that pattern has never broken or done anything different. So that's why people are saying that this could be a little bit different. And so if you're wondering why, well, we have then a theory by Cathie Wood here, which I'll put up now, which is she just went nuclear in Fox Business. Live on the mornings with Maria, Cathie Wood said the 4-year cycle is dead and that institutional adoption is about to send Bitcoin parabolic. Less volatility, bigger money, a new era. I like the sound of that. When the CEO of ARK Invest says the old cycle is over, you pay attention. The next move won't look like the past. Now, notoriously, she has been, not perfectly timed on her calls, but I just believe that it's all about the long-term vision, and long-term here in crypto, I'm talking like 5 years. Okay. In the next 5 years, we should see massive, massive changes to this industry. So whether or not she's right now or not, this is truly a future. And I believe that, but let's hear why she believes this. Let's just listen to this video for a minute.
During the European sovereign debt crisis, during our regional bank crisis. But right now, it's risk on. It is climbing another wall of worry, and that is the 4-year cycle. We think the 4-year cycle is going to be disrupted. And what I mean by that is Bitcoin regularly dropped 75 to 90% in its early days. The volatility is going down. It's down about 30 some odd percent. And I think there's a fear of the 4-year cycle. We think that the move by institutions into this new asset class is going to prevent much more of a decline. We may have seen the low a couple of weeks ago.
All right. So Cathie Wood saying the low is in most likely, and that we're playing by different rules, by the big boy rules in the big leagues, which is big institutions, smart money. And we've actually gone over this with Rob quite a bit on the rules of trading by fidelity for asset managers and large institutions. And that is far different than how we play here in retail. So on that note, let's add Rob to the show. What's up, Rob?
Oh, nothing too much. Just enjoying my holiday weekend.
Yeah. Again, I hope you guys have all been enjoying it. It feels like ages. It's been 6 days. But yeah, a lot has happened. I know you guys are getting some nice winter snow out that way.
Always. Gotta
that's
the mobile weather, tubing weather.
Yeah, so crazy weather out there, but winter wonderland. So we hope you guys have all really enjoyed. And our goal here on the show is to update you if you haven't been watching. And of course, those who are in the VIP Hive Telegram group have been updated 24/7, even during these Christmas holidays. And the community has been helping call out just some amazing plays. So we'll go over some of those in a minute. But right now, let's see. Fefe. Oh, Brian. Fefe is a friend of mine. Actually, I like him. We just saw him in Lisbon saying that Monad is along. Okay, it's going much lower. So today, we're going to go over some of those setups. But first and foremost, what are your thoughts on the 4-year cycle being broken, and what are you seeing in the charts?
I mean, of course, I have alarms going off. I mean, let's just go ahead and pull up the charts right now. I got the 12-month cycle going, looking at it right now. So what most people are talking about are this right here. We have 3 green months and then a red month. 3 green months and a red month. Now we're on the 3rd month right now, and I'm just trying to get like the idea for the 4-year cycle off of me isn't this right here pattern for me. It's more of the time of after the halving cycle, or after the halving and before the halving. So, but a lot of people are talking about this pattern right here breaking of the 3 green and the 1 red. So my question is to that one there, does that make the halving cycle? Now, what if it is breaking? That's okay, because we could just read the charts and see what it's telling us. And as I am looking at it right here, for some reason my Bitcoin alert keeps coming off, but as I'm looking at it right now, this candle here on the 12-month time frame, so this is 1 year time frame, so each candlestick is representing a year. We can see this whole year Bitcoin has an open and close very close together. I'm going to just expand this up just a little bit more so you guys can see it more. We have a long wick on the top, long wick on the bottom, And that is a doji candle, more of closer to a long-legged doji candle. And basically what that's telling us is neutral, and it's not really giving us any indication on what way we're going. So this is where the confusion part goes in for everybody that you're listening to online. The chart is telling us is indecision. So that's basically what is going on right here. So every candlestick pattern has 4 sets of data that help you define its shape and all this type of stuff. And this is on Investopedia right here if you want to look it up yourself and learn and understand what a doji is. I'm not going to read it all to you, but the key takeaways on it, I'll read just the key takeaways. The doji is used in technical analysis to help identify security price patterns. A doji names a trading session which a security has a open and close that are virtually equal, which resembles a candlestick on the chart. The word doji comes from the Japanese phrase. Okay, I don't really care about that. A doji candlestick is a neutral indicator that provides little information. So right now, I can sit there and just say we have little information on this. Now I got to find where I put that chart at. So on this idea right here, whether we're bullish or bearish for next year, this is, I mean, whenever we hit the cycle top, we always, for a red candle, was always a bearish engulfing candle for the next year. And we usually had one red year afterwards. So it's just, again, the information is very little. Not very much has happened this whole year with Bitcoin. I think that's where the capitulation might be happening because we're in extreme fear. So my idea is it's time-based capitulation, not price-based, because Bitcoin's at $87,000. We hit an all-time high of like about 125,000, give or take, somewhere in there. And it's just, now it's not really down that much. And we're just sitting there doing nothing. And I think doing nothing is more painful to most people.
Wow, I love this analysis. Guys, this is the real alpha. If you want to know what's really happening, come to this channel. If you just want to speculate, go to others. Not really though, but like it's interesting because my theory is based on liquidity and institutions and things like that. It's more of a fundamental analysis. But when you look at this and the way that Rob is breaking it down is really interesting. So in previous years, we've seen almost a bearish engulfing or a much more red year. We're seeing indecision right now. And that kind of fits with exactly the point in time in which we're at and where there's a lot of uncertainty. Things are changing massively and people just don't know what to do. And they're just fearing for the worst, for a massive drawdown, for an economic collapse. And then you've got Kathy Wood saying volatility is decreasing because institutions are in. It sort of makes a lot of sense. You know, they have to protect their positions, average in slowly. And we haven't been seeing that massive blow off top sort of behavior, which doesn't really warrant a massive like bottom dropping out type behavior either, because we are in extreme fear. And that's sort of the difference too. On previous cycle tops, we've been in extreme euphoria and extreme greed. So it doesn't make sense right now in extreme fear for it to be like a massive, massive drop to the downside, as we've already seen a lot of that. And the red candle is different than previous red candles. So what will we see going into 2026? Now, Brian, this is a popular theory on X as well, that we're going to pump to 100K and then we're going to drop back down. But just knowing that that's what everybody's saying sort of even starts to get me thinking maybe that's not what's going to happen, right? It doesn't matter what we think. We can theorize all we want. We can try to predict what's happening in the future, but all we can do is take it day by day. And that's why we're here on the show giving you the technical analysis without just the facts, without the opinion, without, you know, all the rest. Of course, I'll give you my fundamental opinion, but I think that's a really interesting breakdown, Rob, of what is happening potentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very a lot of indecision. So I think being very strong in one direction is probably the worst idea. If you're a full out bear, I think it's a bad idea. I think if you're a full out bull, I think that's a bad idea. I think it's just, you wait for the confirmations. If you're a trader, be close to when you enter, be close to your exit. Don't be willing to hold for a good swing trade. Just wait for confirmations. Just be close to the entry and close to the exit, and just be ready. For whatever.
Which is what the market has been giving us, which is why we've been doing a lot of scalp trading, some smaller swing trades, but mainly scalp trading in and out of the market. And that's sort of just like what the market's been giving us. And that is, of course, more difficult trading for some. But if you can manage in these market conditions, you are going to crush it when it's easier to trade, either to the upside or downside. But right now, it's been a lot of chop and indecision and just a lot of sort of difficult market conditions. Yeah, but we've been nailing it even so in the group.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely had some good call outs over the weekend. I think yesterday we had for the holiday, we barely had any volatility, so I didn't really do any trading or anything like that during that time. But yesterday's weekly close, we had some good volatility, had some good wins. Bitcoin, we had a good breakout on it, and it gave all the gains back this morning. So we had a 1 hour triangle on it, which broke out right here, came all the way up, and then it just kind of just gave back all of its gains. Now it's just back right where it's been at. So there's been basically no change in Bitcoin, and it keeps playing Dancing Queen. I think we talked a little bit about playing Dancing Queen on the 1 day 9, which I think we are doing. So there's a little bit more time. Yeah, so we're up above it, closed underneath it, and we're just staying on this. Basically, it looks like it's probably a point of control as of right now. So
Right.
we're just in this zone here until this zone breaks and holds underneath or above or underneath whatever level it breaks on. So now I'm kind of looking at it. I'm kind of seeing this symmetrical triangle right here, which this doesn't really tell you what direction it's going to be going. So symmetrical triangles, it's probably a little bit lower time frame. Yeah, 12-hour time frame. We got basically a symmetrical triangle here, and this is a 50-50 pattern here. So 50% chance it breaks the upside, 50% it breaks the downside. So you're not going to have an advantage of knowing what direction it goes. But the one thing you do have is we're a little bit over 75% full on this. And we're getting to about the end of this triangle. So you're getting close. It's getting squeezed in this area right here. And we're getting close to a move, whether it's up or down, you don't know. But what you can do, so that way you're ready for the move for long or short, you can sit there and add alert to a trend line. Great. Add alert to a trend line. Great. Now, whenever it does make the move up or down, you're going to get an alert to your email address, which is connected to your phone. Your phone will tell you.
Yeah, there you go. Keeping it simple, guys. Keeping it simple. We are getting those higher lows. I mean, but now we're in this symmetrical pattern, which does, like Rob said, shows 50-50. Will we get some volatility coming into the end of the year here? As we're 75% full, typically that's when we could start to expect a breakout or a breakdown. So yeah, I mean, any day now we could be seeing a move out of Bitcoin coming into the end of the year. So some end of year volatility.
Yep. And then next step here, where do we go if it breaks out to the upside? We're looking at about $103,000, and I think that's right around where the weekly SMA 50 is at. So that kind of lines up. So I do like that idea right there. Let's go ahead and clone that. And if it breaks down to the downside, we are looking at 75,000, which I'm pretty sure I've heard 75,000 for the past 2 months on X. So exactly. So what everybody's saying for each direction, the measure moves for both of it. We just don't know what's going to happen until we break this pattern.
Exactly. So, I mean, people are calling that out or calling 100K out. I mean, all kinds of things, but we don't need to front run or guess. We'll just wait for the price action to dictate what is going to happen and be prepared for either scenario. And I'm telling you, if we go down to 75, I'll be buying at that area. That's what my plan is. So guys, have a plan. Of course, that's for my long-term Bitcoin holdings. And also, shorting, if it's going to go down, you can trade and prepare for long-term accumulation. I mean, just have a plan. If it goes up, what are you going to do? If it goes down, what are you going to do? I know what we'll be doing in the group. We'll be nailing those shorts or nailing those longs. That's it.
Yep. I mean, both are about 13 to 15% moves. So depending on where you get in or not. So both big moves, both big gains, either way it goes, the digits in your account go up. And that's the goal in the end as a trader, is no matter what the market does, make those digits go up in your bank account.
Exactly. So that's why we're compounding gains by learning how to trade, by getting into these setups. And we should have that trading course that we filmed in Vegas ready for you, maybe beginning or mid-January, so you can start working on your skills and study up. That's all I can say. I know people are, I think you're really spot on, Rob, when you said people are just really capitulating and really down in the dumps and depressed in the market. We've seen depression because of time capitulation, which is much worse than, price capitulation. It's just that long, slow, boring bleed or, just chop that people are just so frustrated. And they're seeing all these other risk on assets fly high. In fact, actually global liquidity is at an all-time high, just hit an all-time high. So people are wondering, why are all these other assets doing amazing and Bitcoin's not? And maybe this is the time to give up. And I feel like that's the sentiment right now.
Yeah, I mean, gold's going high, silver's going high, stock market's all-time high. So yeah, it's definitely, we're feeling the hit in crypto right now. We're going through a little bit of pain because we're not following along with it, it seems like.
Right, which doesn't make sense really on a fundamental level because it's the first year that institutions are involved. So you would think that they'd be accumulating, the price would be going up, and we'd be following that. But something else is going on here. So I don't think that this is going to be indefinite. I think that we are going to absolutely boom in this industry. It's just a matter of when and what will happen before then.
Yep. So yeah, patience game, and for now, just stick to the trading. For me, just in and out, and whenever you get the confirmation, you take your entry and just manage your risk, put your stops in place.
Right. So are there any setups that are brewing right now in the group that we can give them on the show? Rob, maybe one setup they can have a look at, or are we sort of just in a waiting game right now?
We're in a waiting game. It's more of just when things pop up. Like I was looking at night again here, but it looks like we might be kind of rolling over. So that thing has, I think we talked about it last stream. It has been kind of going up, but I didn't really leverage trade it because the price action on it is not really good for leverage trade in my opinion. So we have been going up, but it looks like if we lose this 1 hour 9 right here, this might turn into a short setup and we might be going back down. We might be making a bigger pattern in the higher time frames. Like if this becomes our high right here, we might be making some kind of downtrend here where we start coming back down to here. So that is still one I'm keeping an eye on. I'm still waiting for a good strong entry on it. It has had some great volume on it. Let's check the volume. Yeah, it's getting some decent volume on it, but I'm not convinced it's ready to go up just yet. I think it's still might be going into some kind of other zone right now where I'm being more patient and waiting for a good long on it. But again, we probably could short it since we lost this 1 hour SMA 9. So we might have a short opportunity going against the trend that we're kind of in right now. But if this does hold low right here, then we're starting a new trend of a downtrend until this downtrend's over. So this might confirm our trend line right here. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like we might have a 1 hour pivot here. So this might be our high rate. This looks like it could be our confirmed high as of right now. So that's a lower high. So we might be starting a downtrend in night, which is going to get us a better spot position than we had last time.
Right. So there you go. This is the kind of stuff we're looking at in the group. And of course, Knight was the most traded token in the world when Rob and his talented team of analysts called it out first in our group, in the Telegram group, in the Hive, which is in the link in the description. Guys, like now is the time to do this. We're keeping it open and free of charge for the rest of the year. Then when New Year's comes, we're going to reevaluate. So guys, you guys need to get in now. That's all I can say. Those of you who are making the deposit. So basically the link for the Hive Telegram is in the description. You will be driven to our bot to verify that you signed up for our link on BYDFI, which supports the channel and our efforts to keep the channel going for free. And and you also get $100 trading tuition bonus. So as long as you deposit any amount, transfer that to your futures account and let it sit there. The bonuses are distributed on Tuesdays and Fridays. So that's what you can look forward to, guys. And we're going to absolutely crush it together. And that $100, can make it go a long way if you start to learn how to trade and just, avoid having to use your own money to learn. Right. So that's another huge benefit. We also have the Discord link in the description below, which is more of like our social hub. And we'll also be posting there. So guys, take advantage and get into that now. Smash a like, hit the subscribe button. And I see we have one other setup here on screen.
Yeah, so it's something that we traded already once in group. This is ENA. We did get a position down here. So we called out when it was up here. We were looking for a breakout, or we said buy a pullback down to here, which we got that entry here and got up to the breakout level and actually did break out, but it had zero volume. So at that point, we looked at I moved my stop losses into profit and kind of just see what happened, see if anything happened with the trade. But it got pulled back this morning and we lost everything and got stopped out within profits. Now we're back in our entry zone. So we did lose the trend line, but there was no volume on the breakdown of the trend line. And we also had a bearish break of structure as well, too. So we made a little bit of a higher high. And we're back in the order block right here as well. So, and we're also holding on to the 1 hour SMA 200, which is also usually rates where the 1 day SMA 9 is at. So if we keep closing above this level on the 1 hour or in the 1 day time frame, I'm gonna still say we're bullish on ENA and ENA. Unless we close underneath the 1 hour SMA 200, then I'm gonna say the trade is invalid on it, and I'll leave trade. So this is one I'm still trying to trade up in here. And as we get up to the breakout level, so our breakout level last time was a fake out. So if we get back up to there, of course, I'll be doing the same thing. I'll just move up my stop losses, see what happens. We need to see a little bit more volume on it. But it looks like we're just sitting there. We're starting to make sort of a range here. So we're still making higher lows with a slightly higher high right here. So it looks like it is bullish to me still. So Bitcoin is on, Bitcoin's on the lows right now. So we're just waiting for the next bounce on Bitcoin to see if this follows up to it. And I mean, if it holds it, we stay in this zone here, we're looking at a good at least 5% move on it. Hopefully we get the full 10%, 15% move on it. But 5% day trades also, if you're using 10x leverage, which is what I'm averagely using, that's 50% gains. I'm completely happy with as well too.
Exactly. So again, you can make some decent money in these terrible choppy conditions still, even so, with Rob's strategy here, and it's been good. So we'll be updating you that in the group. So ENA is one to watch if you're on the channel and you're watching right now. Here it is. Here's your setup going into New Year's Eve. So let's have a look at this. This is your freebie, but all of the updates will be in the VIP Telegram group in the description below. Again, I want to remind you, it is a no-brainer because you have some of the best analysts in the entire space backing you, as well as people in the community in the group. So guys, you've got to get in there. We will be coming to you today. New Year's Eve is on Wednesday. So Monday through Wednesday, and then New Year's will be the day off, and then potentially again on Friday. So that is something to look out for, but it's very exciting stuff, guys. So do take advantage of this. Get in the group. Don't give up. That again, that's patience, patience, patience. This is really cool. We're going to see who, the patient, the money is always transferred from the impatient to the patient hands. And the market's going to see what you're made of, guys. So now is the time to rise to the occasion, work on your skills, and keep yourself updated, right, on what is happening by just joining the group. And it's free. So it is an absolute no-brainer. Rob is posting liquidation maps, also heat maps every day as well, which is keeping you updated on what is happening. And that has been actually very helpful in the group as well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at so one thing is nice. I try to keep as consistent as I can, update with the heat maps on here. So as we can see right here, we had so throughout the weekend, we had this heat map, and it kept basically the same right here. And the yellow is where the strong liquidations are at. So we had a strong yellow underneath and a strong yellow above here. I put on here the color ranges from purple to yellow, with yellow respecting a higher number of predicted liquidations. And I put my little comment underneath here because we kept on seeing these two right here. And it says whipsaw coming up, in my opinion. And that's basically what happened today is Bitcoin whipped all the way up to the upside. We had that big 1 hour upsurge. So right here, I can kind of show it. So we had this, I think I posted this chart as well too. Yeah. So we posted this chart in here. We said, all right, we had strong volume, BTC 1 hour running out of a room, the triangle right here. So with the strong volume and a bullish change of character, we were saying this was going to go up first, basically. That's why I had this right here. So we were looking for a good out to the break to the upside. And that's exactly what happened. And I also had the idea of a whipsaw as well, too. So we had all the way up to the next bearish order block around 90K. Then we got rejected, came all the way back down. And you can sit there and see basically went to the underneath the pattern after we broke out to the upside, came all the way back down, hitting those lower liquidation levels, which you can kind of see those basically just got the lower liquidation levels got hit. And now what we have are the now we have upper liquidation levels again here. So I think it's still a lot of, for this week potentially, since we're still in holiday mode, in my opinion, we're still going to be getting pop and drops, and market makers are just taking out liquidity, stop losses where the high liquidations are at. It seems like that's working. The pop and drops have been following the liquidity very well on this levels that I've been kind of tracking. And you can just kind of go back and see how it's been. If you're in their Bitcoin group, I usually post them 2 to 3 times a day, and you can kind of see how they're getting affected. So let's see here. Like last time I posted this one here, we had more long or shorts, and it shows you that more shorts have a higher probability of getting liquidated than the longs. So I also keep an update on that as well too, which is also this one here. Let's see what that's looking like right now. So it's still the same thing as of right now. I haven't updated it for the last couple of hours because nothing's really changed just yet. So we're still looking for that move to the upside, in my opinion, is going to be a better for risk management than, maybe short scalps right for tonight, but tomorrow maybe another move to the upside to take out those higher liquidation levels up around 90K or so again.
Right. And that's the kind of stuff you're getting in the group to help you get the edge of what could happen next. And as Rob keeps saying on this channel, he has been saying it, market makers are just taking out liquidity to the upside and the downside. And those heat maps have been really helpful in predicting sort of what could happen next based on where those levels are at. So, So short scalps tonight potentially, and then potentially tomorrow looking for the longs.
Yep, unless Bell. Also, another one I posted in group 2 is Bell long. So it came back down to it's back down in our entry zone. Hold the one. I'm looking for things that are holding the 1 hour SMA 200. I think those are usually good entry points. Bell is holding on the 1 hour SMA 200. That's a very strong moving average, in my opinion, because it mixes right into 1 day 9. 1 day closes up over that level. I think are very strong. And those are very strong longs to be looking for, like Bell right now. I'm in the trade of myself because I took entry down here, and we're looking for take profits all the way up to here. This looks like a good higher low one here. Smaller cap, but the volume's picking up on it as well too. So I'm looking at the volume on it. We also have the bullish indicators on it. So we have the Stosh RSI going up above 20, confirming a bullish crossover. The RSI, I want to see that just tick up a little bit more. So we'll see where this hour closes in the next 44 minutes. If we get that above 50, that's going to be showing us some strength. And it looks like a higher low in the RSI too. So RSI, it's not just about overbought, oversold. We go over that quite a bit on the videos here. We have a higher low right now on the RSI on this token here. So we're looking for this higher low to sit there and say, hey, we're going to be going up here. Buyers are coming in faster. And also, too, it's showing us that if we get above this 50 level, this mid-level here, you see how the 50 always acts as support or resistance. We need to see that break up over it. Once we get that break up over it, and we kind of hold above there, that's showing us that we got strong strength, strong momentum coming in. You got to remember the RSI, Stosh RSI, they show strength, they show momentum in the market. They're not just about overbought, oversold. The overbought, oversold is just an easy retail way of looking at it.
Right.
When you start really learning about it, you're learning about momentum, you're learning about strength. Because I always met people like, oh, when it gets up to 60 or something like that, people will not long it when it's at 60. That's typically the best time you get day trades. When you get this RSI up to 60, 70, that's whenever you get your best day trades. That's when you get your impulse moves to the upside. That's when you get your fast gains. That's whenever you can sit there and do a scalp within 15 minutes and get 10% moves, 10% moves fast. That's whenever you want to be scalping. That's whenever you want to be day trading when it's up to here. When you're coming up over it, it's more of a swing trade. It's going to take 2 to 3 days to play out. So
there you go. That's the alpha, guys. You're hearing it on this channel. When all retail is thinking it's oversold and not time to long, that's typically when you get the best moves and for day trades or swing trades. So wow. That's pretty amazing. So Bell, get another freebie. If you're paying attention, if you're one of the few who's still in the market and still wants to learn despite everything, BEL, Bell, join the Telegram. The link is in the description below. You'll be able to see updates on that for free. And actually, you'll get a $100 bonus for any deposit on our BYDFI link, which is in our verification bot. So guys, you've got 2 setups here. Looking amazing. Bell, B-E-L-L or B-E-L. There we go.
I was looking bells on it because it just makes sense in my head.
Christmas bells. Yeah, we're Christmas time. So we're looking for that long. And Rob is going to write out here now the things that we are looking for based on, that 1 hour SMA 9. So yeah, it's looking good. Now you have the description of why. So that's another thing that we do in this channel is we explain where the entries are and why, and based on what strategy, right? A lot of times in trading groups, they'll post, just give you, the long signal and the levels, but this is to help you become a better trader, to know what to look for when the setup is ready to break out or break down. So this is just some of the stuff that you will learn by signing up for the group, which is truly amazing. So that's it. So this is the stuff that Rob will write his notes, his thoughts based on the strategies that we teach in the course that will soon become available to you early January to mid-January, which is super exciting. So it needs to hold the SMA 200, which is one thing, and this is the 1 hour chart, and use the SMA 9 as I'm reading it as it goes here. But guys, this is so cool because you get to see Rob chart it in real time. And these are the kind of things you can watch and rewatch, watch the videos, watch the lives. There is so much alpha for free just here on this YouTube. So use the SMA 9 as a following stop. So how do you do that exactly, Rob? Like, is there an automated tool for that, or you just kind of have to track it yourself?
Got to track it yourself. I use alerts. So now that we're holding above it, I can set an alert on the close underneath it. And another thing I do as well too, which will be in the training program, is if you find out where the fair value, so you always get bullish fair value as you're going up, you're going to get bullish fair value gaps, right? Right now, we're actually, since we've been going down, we're actually in a bearish fair value gap. So we need to break this fair value gap in the SMA 50 in order to start getting our first take profits about at 1296, which is about a 1% move from the bottom of here, which is if you're using 10, 20x leverage, that's actually still a pretty decent move. You can make some pretty decent money off of that. But anyway, so we break that right there, and we're going to make a bullish fair value gap. What happens after that break, you get that bullish fair value gap. You're going to come back down and fill that fair value gap. So you don't want to move your stop losses into a zone of liquidity that's just going to stop you out. So what I do is I'll place a line through it. Let's say like this is going to be, let's say this turns into a fair value gap right here. So what you can do is you just double click on it, add alert, and you sit there. You don't want the alert to go off when the price goes through it. So I want to see when the price crosses above this line, then I hit create. So now when the SMA 9 goes through that fair value gap, I will be alerted, and that's my signal of when to move my stop losses up. I found that Luigi becomes the best way to do it, because now you're letting the price action and the momentum tell you when to move your stop losses up. Not a lot of people will use for a following stop a percentage amount, and no matter what, I've always either been stopped out at and it just took off depending on the percentage amount. Then if it was too what, say I'm using like 30, like way too much, then I just never got any really good gains, because I would get stopped out whenever it was just not enough gains, so it never really worked for me. I never found a good percentage basis. I found this to be the best way on it. There is no automatic tool. There's no automatic tool yet. Maybe I'll be able to make one in the future. Maybe it's something we can work on making for in group as a stop loss, that a following stop that kind of works like that, an automated one. But there is no, that's just my own method of doing it by using alerts, and it's a little bit more hands-on, but hey, I like the hands-on. I like being in control. So
So you guys, if you've been tuning in, now you have Rob's secret strategy about how to set your alerts. It's not necessarily price action. It's based on the SMA 9 and crossing up above a certain threshold. Actually, this is the Lux Algo indicator, which we do teach you how to use in the course. So you've got to get in that course when we release that, and you'll have first access to it if you're in the Hive Telegram group for a very good price. So guys, Watchman, welcome to the stream. You've been Watchman's been great in our community. So have a lot of other traders been posting a lot of ideas, and we're doing this together. So it's a lot of fun. Now you have all the things to look for on BEL, and this is the setup until tomorrow. We will be coming to you Monday through Wednesday this week, maybe Friday, but we'll see that New Year's Day on Thursday, and all eyes are on crypto now as we close this year out. So what will happen, time will tell, but at the beginning of the stream, if you're just tuning in, we did go over why some people believe the 4-year cycle has been broken based on the yearly closing results. So we'll see how that happens. And Rob gave his take on it based on price action, not just based on, a pattern of time-based pattern on the halving. So a lot of information, a lot of alpha here. Go back and rewatch this. If you're just home chilling for the holidays, now's the time to tune in, laser focus, get in the group. Link is in the description below. Guys, we're really happy to be able to come to you again, and it feels good to have you back, right? Like, it's been 6 days and it feels like forever here in crypto. So we will be back tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, and also Wednesday. So if you want these signals in real time, tune in. And if you want them 24/7, join the group in the link in the description for Telegram. And that's it, guys. We will see you tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time.